of fire.
He was so well liked and so well known. We could fill this building with the law enforcement agencies that respect him, love him.
The recently retired 33-year veteran was working traffic patrol Friday afternoon.
I've got an officer now.
When police say he was intentionally struck by the father of a teen fatally shot the day before by an officer from a different department. Henderson later dying at the hospital.
There is a connection between these two incidents.
38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr. is now behind bars and charged with aggravated murder. Court documents say the defendant drove across oncoming lanes of traffic through the intersection and directly at the deputy, who is wearing a fluorescent vest.
There are no evidence of skid marks. There are no evidence that he tried to avoid him.
In court, Hinton's public defender calling this an emotionally charged situation. The crash happening less than 3 hours after his family says Hinton met with Cincinnati police to review body camera videos showing the shooting of his 18-year-old son, Ryan Hinton. The videos, now publicly released, show Hinton running and being shot by city police. Cincinnati police say the teen was armed and pointed a gun toward an officer who was responding to a call of a stolen vehicle.
He's got a gun! He's got a gun! On your right! On your right!
Hinton was shot about 6 seconds after officers get out of their vehicles.
Go.
He wasn't supposed to, Peter.
But as a father, and I know you're the one that killed my son, that's most likely the one that I would go after. But in this case, he just went after one that he seen and did what he did. I would actually going after the one that actually shot my son, not an innocent officer doing his job. The officer had nothing to do with it, and it was an officer from a whole nother department. He was just in a fit of rage. Like I said, listen, you never know what you'll do when you are that angry, and I hope I never have to feel that angry, right? But let me tell you this. The way that father was walking in the back of them rooms trying to go back and get locked up, he didn't care. It was an eye for an eye, and I believe he meant that in every sense of the word. So it was, you take one of mine, I'm going to take one of yours. And there's no other way of looking at that. Now, what's so bad is the way the media is kind of showing this. Now, I mean, it immediately takes the attention off of the son being shot. Now it's showing more of the rage in our culture than taking the time to figure out what's going on. But like I said, I'm a father, okay? And I have children. Even the ones that I don't even have with. Listen, let something happen to them. I'm going to want to know, even if they were in the wrong or not. A parent is going to want to know. Like, there's period. No other way of looking at that. No other way of period. A parent is going to parent, period. I just showed a video earlier of a young lady that was going off on the 5-year-old that was stealing out of a damn purse. Right? Y'all go check that video out. But let me say this. We can't be picking and choosing now. We can't pick and choose, right? Now, I wonder how this going to go. Are they going to build up a fund for this? Are they going to free the man for what happened for killing the innocent officer that had nothing to do with this at all? But, you know, in a fit of rage, and on this channel, we always talk about stress. We talk about dealing with stresses when everybody's got that line. And I believe his line was not just crossed, the line was jumped. And there's got to be some type of way to show those type of, if you've never seen combat or been in combat, you wouldn't really understand. So for a civilian to see video of someone that you love or close to being killed, yeah, it would trigger something, probably your darkest, deepest demons. And one thing about it, I just feel in them moments, he didn't care who he got. He needed to get one of y'all. That's just what it is. And that's just a father in a fit of rage right now. He's in rage right now. Later on, I'm sure he'll be thinking about this. But shout out to that family, though. For one, they getting hit with it 3 times, right? One, the young man is passed on, being shot by a police officer. The dad ends up, he's finna be gone because he killed another police officer that had nothing to do with it. But shout out to the family, okay? Because the family, not only did they send, obviously, condolences to the young man, condolences to the father, also condolences to the police officer that ended up innocently being killed. Okay, now I know it's hard for us to look at on the other side, but I wake up one day and come to find out my grandfather's been killed by someone that was in a fit of rage, but my grandfather had nothing to do with it. You damn right, I'm about to be pissed off too. So it's just on which way you want to look at this. Now, in these nowadays, doing these reaction videos, everybody want to pick and choose who's right and wrong, but, morally. But like I say, on this channel, right, morals are great, but the law holds the weight. Morals are great, but the law holds the weight. And they can paint this man as evil as they want to right now. Man, he don't care. It don't matter what I say, right? He don't care. He's like, y'all took one of mine. I gotta take one of y'all's. He was in a warlike state. There's no other way of explaining that. That period. You do something to a mother's child, you never know what she'll do. You never know what she'll do. Period. Home training or not. You don't know what people will do when they are put. This is why I be talking about stress. This is why I talk about finding a way to release. When I don't have a release to release the stress or the anger, guess what? There's a rage coming out and everybody gets it even if they didn't do nothing to me. So I can sit here and say, I understand from a point of rage of what that man was feeling. Does it make it right? No. What would have made it better if you went after the one that actually did it? And come to find out, you just went after one that you could get to easily right then and there. And the way that collision looks, you wasn't playing. So, with that being said, I feel that bro is going to have this on his mind for a while. I don't think he's going to feel no type of way about it. I think more so his mind is going to be thinking about his son that was lost. Just think about the weight that's going to have to be carried by the family. If you listen to the way that grandmother was speaking, it's like, man, we got a family that really sticks together, but this is heavy, which it is because y'all done took 2 L's. Now the family's being looked a certain way. The case is being overlooked. The original case of a young man being killed is not really getting any more spotlight because obviously what the father has done. And listen, we can get on him, Val, man, it was stupid, it was dumb. But when you are in rage moment, you don't know what you are doing. Really don't. You're going off emotion and everything that has ever pissed you off, you have put that into a round and you have pulled the trigger and set that firing pin off. And when the hammer hits the bullet, we know what happens. Something's going down. And this is just the way shit rolls right now. And like I said, let it be my son, man. I'm not going after somebody that didn't do it. I'm going after the one that did it. And I know it's going to be consequences and repercussions. And I know it was going to be consequences and repercussions behind this. I know he knew what he was about to be facing. That's why I'm pretty sure he didn't hesitate on who it was or care who it was at the time. And that was within a 6-hour window. Yeah, rage. This is why I say, man, when we don't have no way to express yourself, man. The only way to do is to blow up, literally. It's a sad case. This is a sad case. This is why people need to learn about stress. You need to learn about, hey, you ain't gotta be around everybody. You gotta keep your circle like a dot, literally. Even people in your circle, you still got to keep a barrier around them too. You have to. And a lot of stuff that we'll be talking about on this channel, a lot of these things can or could have been avoided if people would mind their damn business. But we don't talk about it. You know, a lot more of this would happen on a grander scale. Got to have somebody talking about this stuff. Got to get some opinions on this stuff somehow, some way. And in a lot of them comments, all I saw was free that guy, free that man, free that guy, free that man, free that guy. And I don't think none of them are actually thinking, okay, what if that was your grandfather doing his job and somebody just comes out of nowhere and runs him over with a damn car? At that point, you're going to be hot. You're going to be mad. I don't care what you say right now. You're going to be mad. I will be furious. And at that time, I wouldn't care what's going on the other side. This is where the wars break out at. You did this to me. You did this to my family. There's a ever ongoing battle. Nobody wins at the end, right? Because once everybody's gone. Ain't nobody else there to fight. I guess you could say last man standing. Not in this case. Anyways, man, appreciate y'all locking in with Break It Down Inside Network, man. We'll be covering a lot more stories like this and maybe your story. You never know. You never know. Anything crazy could happen to you in this world and you're just not ready for it. Hopefully one day you're on here and I'm talking good about you and not talking about you bad. Let's go. Welcome back to the Break It Down Inside Network. Cue the music.
Attack this shit. Attack this shit. It's wartime. Get angry. Get mad. Get all that energy out. It's your time to shine.